So in this slide, I will discuss the most important concept, which is limit of a sequence and convergence sequence, which is the most important things in sequence convergency. So before discussing it, I have discussed previous concept, that is boundedness of the sequence. When a sequence is said to be bounded sequence. So as you can see that this here I give an example. This is xn equals to 1 plus 1 by n. This sequence is bounded sequence. Why this is bounded sequence? I have discussed in my previous class that a sequence is called bounded sequence if it is bounded below as well as bounded above. That is, if it is possible to find out a real number capital M such that all elements of the range set less than that particular number, as well as if it is possible to find out a number small m such that all elements of the range set greater equals to small m. So here 1 plus 1 by n. Now if I take n tends to infinity, in this limiting condition this actually tends to 1, right? This actually tends to 1. So this 1 will be the lower bound of the sequence. This 1 will be the lower bound of the sequence, and 1 for taking n equals to 1, it will be, that is x1 equals to 2, right? For n equals to 1, this is 2. So this is the lower bound of the sequence and this is the upper bound of the sequence. Every element of this sequence less than 2, and obviously every element of the sequence greater than 1. So that's why this sequence xn will be bounded sequence. And also any oscillatory sequence is also bounded sequence, as oscillatory sequence contains two numbers. Here minus 5 to the power n, this sequence contains two elements, that is minus 5 and 5. So that's why 5 be the upper bound and minus 5 be the lower bound of the sequence. So this sequence will be bounded sequence, right? So, and one thing you just you have to remember that any finite sequence means a sequence containing finite element. Any finite sequence will be bounded sequence, as this is finite, so there is a finite number of element, so they are obviously biggest element, and obviously its set has a lowest element, so this set will be bounded sequence. So any finite set, this is obviously bounded sequence. That is, if range set is finite, then that the corresponding sequence will be bounded, right? Next, the most important concept, limit of a sequence. Limit of a sequence. Now how can I define it? So in mathematical sense, let a sequence xn of a real number. So first I am considering that xn be a sequence of real number, right? Now small l is called limit of the sequence xn if for every epsilon greater than 0 there exists a positive integer k. This k depending on epsilon, that is the value of k depends on the value of epsilon, such that xn minus l mod less than epsilon for every n greater equals to k. And if this condition is satisfied, then we denote that the limit of the xn when n tends to infinity equals to l. This is the notation. So here this notation, that is mod xn minus l, mod of xn minus l less than epsilon, this notation actually represent an interval in R. Interval in R means, suppose this is the real line R, here this is the real line R, and this actually represent an interval. So this is an interval where this xn minus l mod less than epsilon means that is xn less than l plus epsilon. Here just this is l, taking this is l plus epsilon, this is l plus, sorry, this is l plus epsilon, and this is l minus epsilon, l minus epsilon. right? L minus epsilon, L plus epsilon. So within this L plus epsilon, so here I try to write this properly. So this is L plus epsilon, right? So this xn actually lies within this. Now here, according to this definition, there exists a number k greater than there exists a number k such that n greater than k. So it is possible, if it is possible to find out a real number k such that this xn always lies within this interval, whatever this k, that is, if you take n equals to k plus 1, there exists a certain number k such that if you take any real number which is bigger than this, it is a bigger number than k, that is k plus 1 always greater than k. So for this number also, this xn lies within L minus 1 to L minus epsilon to L plus epsilon, right? For k plus 2, this also lies within this boundary. For k plus 3, this also lies within this boundary. So similarly, so if it is possible to find out a real number k such that this xn always within this interval for n greater equals to k. So k is a certain number which is a certain fixed number. If you take any number greater than k, any natural number greater than k, suppose you here I am considering this k equals to 100. Then if you take 101, 102, 103, then in that case this xn always lies within this interval. The interval does not change, right? So this is the concept of the limit, and this is denoted by limit n tends to infinity xn equals to L. So next, the convergence of the sequence. When a sequence is said to be convergent sequence. When a sequence is said to be convergent sequence, a sequence xn is said to be convergent if limit n tends to infinity xn equals to L, finite value, otherwise it is divergent. So if it is possible to find out the limit of a sequence when n tends to infinity, then the sequence is called convergent sequence, otherwise the sequence is called divergent sequence, right? So now here I will give some example. Our first example is this xn. Xn equals to 1 by 1 plus 2n. Xn equals to 1 by 1 plus 2n. So this is convergent sequence, and the next sequence xn equals to xn equals to n square by 1 plus n. This is divergent sequence. So why our first sequence is convergent? Now here find out the reason why this is convergent sequence. So now according to this definition, try to find out the limit of the sequence. Limit n tends to infinity 1 by 1 plus 2n. So as you can see that the limit when I am taking n tends to infinity, the limit will be this actually tends to 0, right? So limit exists and 0 is a finite number, therefore the sequence is convergent, right? And similarly this sequence, this is divergent sequence. Why this is divergent sequence? Here I am trying to find out the limit taking n tends to infinity, but there is no limit. If I take n tends to infinity, then this actually tends to infinity, right? So this sequence will not be convergent sequence, so this is divergent sequence, right? Now every sequence, now theorem, the next theorem is every convergent sequence is bounded sequence. If a sequence is convergent, then it is obviously bounded, but converse may not true. What is the converse? Converse means if a sequence is bounded, then it is convergent. Is it true? No, it is not true. Sometimes it is false, it will be false. That is, for one case, the converse of this theorem will not be true. Now I am giving an example supporting this proposal, that is the converse of the theorem will not be true. So our example is, our example is, suppose consider this sequence minus 1 to the power, here minus 1 to the power, sorry, minus 5 to the power n. So this sequence is bounded sequence. For n equals to 1 this is minus 5, for n equals to 2 this is 5. So this is also bounded sequence, but this is not convergent sequence. Why it is not convergent? Since taking n tends to infinity, this sequence, just taking n tends to infinity, then this sequence tends to infinity, so it has no finite limit, therefore it is not convergent sequence. It is oscillatory sequence, it is bounded sequence, but it is not convergent sequence, right? So if a sequence is convergent, then it may not be bounded. If a sequence is convergent, then it is bounded sequence. But if a sequence is bounded sequence, then the sequence may not be convergent sequence, right? So next I will go for the proof of this theorem. Every convergent sequence is bounded. Every convergent sequence is bounded. So let xn be a convergent sequence. So at first I am taking xn as a convergent sequence. Now according to the definition of the convergent sequence, since this is convergent sequence, therefore for every epsilon greater than 0 there exists positive integer k depending on epsilon such that this less than 0 for every n greater than k, right? So since xn be a convergent sequence, therefore for every epsilon greater than 0 there exists a positive integer k depending on epsilon such that xn minus l mod less than epsilon for every n greater than k. Now, so xn minus l mod less than epsilon, this is, you can rewrite this as this way for all n greater than k. Okay. Xn less than l plus epsilon and xn greater than l minus epsilon. So just taking l plus epsilon, this is m and this is small m, this is capital M, this is capital M and this is small m. Then xn lies within small m to capital N. So this is lies within small m to capital M, right? This is lies within small m to capital N. Therefore the sequence xn will be bounded sequence since it is biggest element and as well as a lowest element, therefore the sequence will be bounded sequence. So that's it. Now I will go for our next slide. So here there is some notes at first. So our first note is a monotonic increasing sequence which is bounded above is called convergent. A monotonic increasing sequence which is bounded above is called convergent sequence. Why? A monotonic increasing sequence. A monotonic increasing sequence means it has a lower bound. A sequence is monotonic increasing means it has a lower bound. And a sequence will be convergent sequence if it has a lower bound as well as upper bound. So if we are given a sequence which is monotonic increasing, so it must have a lower bound, right? So if it is possible to find out its upper bound, then it will be convergent, right? So that's why a monotonic increasing sequence is bounded above, it's called convergent. Monotonic increasing sequence means it is bounded below. So if it is bounded above, then it has lower bound as well as upper bound, therefore it will be convergent. And similarly a monotonic decreasing sequence which is bounded below is called convergent. Why? Because a monotonic decreasing sequence is always bounded above, and since this is bounded above, now here we have to prove that it is bounded below. If it is possible to prove it is bounded below, then it is convergent, otherwise divergent, right? And the next note is limit of a convergent sequence is always unique. This is one next note. Limit of a convergent sequence is always unique, right? Now the next is 4. Xn equals to, here I am taking a sequence xn equals to 1 plus 1 by n whole to the power n. Here I am taking a sequence 1 plus 1 by n to the power n. This is equals to this is convergent sequence and this is convergence to E, where this E means a irrational number, the value of E lies within 2 and 3, right? So it is the most important notes, and it is most useful property, that is most useful sequence 1 plus 1 by n whole to the power n. The limit of this sequence will be E, and this is used to solve various type of problem. So that's why here I am writing this. Now next, so that the sequence 4n plus 3 by 4n plus 4 is bounded above and convergent. So that sequence 4n plus 3 by 3n plus 4, this is bounded above and convergent, right? So here see the solution. Let xn equals to this. Here our sequence is xn equals to this. Now I am rearranging this sequence xn. I am rearranging this sequence xn like this way: 4 by 3 minus 7 by 3 of 1 by 3n plus 4, right? You may check it using so here you may check it like this way, that is here 4n plus 3 by 3n plus 4. So at first 4 by 3. So how can I get this 4 by 3? First of all, think it. How can I get this 4 by 3? So our first ratio is 4 by 3, and next minus 7 by 3. How can I get 7 by 3 of 1 by 3n plus 4? Right? It is your task to check it. And next, xn plus 1 equals to, so xn equals to this means xn plus 1 equals to this 4 by 3 minus 7 by 3 of 1 by 3 of n plus 1. Just replace n by n plus 1, n by n plus 1 plus 4 also. So xn plus 1 minus xn greater than 0. xn plus 1 minus xn greater than 0. So just subtract xn plus 1. Just subtract xn from xn plus 1. Then you will get a positive quantity, and you may check it. This will gives a positive quantity, that is this minus this minus this means 4 by 3 cancel out these two terms, and next this minus this, and this will also gives positive quantity. Therefore the sequence will be monotonic increasing sequence. So since the sequence is monotonic increasing sequence, now this sequence will be convergent if it is bounded above. If it is bounded above, according to this our first note, a monotonic increasing sequence will be convergent sequence if it is bounded above, right? So here xn less than 4 by 3, xn less than 4 by 3, that is bounded above. You may verify this also. If the all values, that is x1, x2, x3, x4, the element of range set less than 4 by 3, therefore it is bounded above. Hence xn is convergent sequence. Hence the sequence xn is convergent sequence. Here xn equals to 4 by 3 minus 7 by 3 of 1 by 3n plus 4. xn equals to 4 by 3 minus 7 by 3 of, so this quantity actually note this, xn equals to this, and this quantity is a positive quantity. Now 4 by 3 minus some positive quantity. Now if we actually cancel this positive quantity which is to be subtract from 4 by 3, then we get 4 by 3, and this is actually the upper bound. So this will be the upper bound, therefore 4 by 3 will be the upper bound. Hence the sequence is monotonic sequence and it has upper bound, therefore the sequence will be convergent sequence, right? So this is all about our sequence, basic concept, properties and problem on sequence. And you may check this you may check these things, that is xn plus 1 minus xn, how can you rearrange these things, that's also. So this is all about our sequence and their property. So thank you.